Hey everybody. First of all, thank you guys so much for watching my first video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support. I wanted to come back with you guys today for another video before I start. I've got about 25 more days until my April 25th start. Probably, 30 more days, whatever it is. It's getting close. That's the point. But I want to come to and bring you guys this video of just kind of frequently asked questions that I've been getting from several of you. If I see you guys at a restaurant or at work or wherever it may be. So I wanted to make a video just addressing kind of some of the questions that I've been getting along the way to give you guys a better picture of what I'm going to be experiencing, where I'm going, and how I'm going to be able to do the Appalachian Trail. So here we go with the FAQ video. So one of the questions I get a lot is, why hike the AT? Several reasons. One is just the sense of adventure. I love adventure. I've always loved traveling. And so I wanted to test myself and prove myself and see, like, can I really do like some really cool, big, adventurous thing before I die, right? So that's one reason why I'm doing the AT. Another reason is I'm very proud of where I'm from. I'm from a really small town in Georgia called Blairsville. And, we have a lot of pride in the mountains, just in our ability, in our community, to rally around each other. So I'm using this hike to raise money for an organization that's really close to my heart and to our community's heart. It's called the Isaiah 117 House. They seek to intervene in the lives of foster kids. So when a kid is pulled out of their home into foster care, this organization comes in, puts them up in this Isaiah house, right? And gives them a place to stay until they're placed in like a foster care home. So it's just a great organization. It's $300 per kid. And so that's what I'm raising money for. So if you would like to donate, I'll put the link at the bottom of this, video pane, this frame, whatever. But you can visit that website and donate to this organization. So that's the second reason to hike. The third is just, again, I think I've always wanted to kind of prove myself and see how I can kind of stretch myself. And so it's all about my growth mindset as well, of just, learning what I can take, what I can endure, and seeing, how far I can go. So I'm excited to test my abilities. Those are kind of my big three reasons of why I'm hiking. Another question that I get asked all the time is, how long will I be out there, and how long is the trail? So the trail is 2,200 miles. It goes through 14 states. So it starts in Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. So it's 14 states, 2,200 miles, and I'm hoping to be done within 4 to 5 months. That's going at about a 15 to 20 mile a day pace, which is kind of my goal. But if I go a little bit longer, great. If I go shorter, great. We're just gonna see how it goes when I get out there. So I don't have like a set, like I have to do this many miles in a day, or this is what I'm trying to do. I'm kind of playing it by ear. So yeah, that's how long the trail is, how many states it goes through, and how long I expect to be out. Now, with that comes the next most frequently asked question that I get, and it's about safety. They're like, Ralston, how do you stay safe on a 2,200 mile journey? There's a phrase on the AT, which I'll probably be using a lot, but it's hike your own hike. And so the idea is that, it's your hike and you get to do it however you want to do it. So as far as safety goes, there are people who take weapons along the trail. Some people will just kind of stay safe with some pepper spray. I myself will probably be using a combination of maybe a pepper spray and then have like a knife, which a knife is also a tool. It's not just for my own safety. But you also want to think about your pack weight, right? So you don't want to take, this gigantic like Bowie knife, right? You want something small, something lightweight. But also, you're on the trail with, I think that on average every year, 4 million people hike the trail, whether it be section hikers, through hikers, or day hikers. And so you're constantly going to be around people. And I know there's all kinds of stories about, people getting abducted and kidnapped in national parks and on trails. But you got to think there's 4 million people on the trail per year. This happens, once every decade. Not to say that it couldn't happen to me, but statistically, like I feel pretty good about the safety of myself personally, of not getting attacked by animals, not being attacked by other human beings. So I feel pretty good about the safety aspect, but I probably will be bringing a knife anyway, just for the purposes of like having some sort of tool that I can use. And I may have like some sort of bear spray or pepper spray. That's kind of what I'm planning on doing as far as safety. Some people also have asked about physical preparation. Ralston, how do you prepare for a trip like this? Again, this is a hike your own hike kind of thing. I've heard people say, let the mountains get you into shape. Don't do any sort of like training beforehand. I don't really like that approach. I want to be prepared to start out at a 15-mile per day pace. Hopefully getting closer to 20, maybe even start 20, who knows. But I've done a ton of training. I run, bike, hike, and work out about 20 hours a week right now to prepare my body to just kind of start well. So, but there are people who do just cold turkey start the AT. You are kind of more prone to injury that way, from what I've just kind of read and done research on, and just even my own background of playing sports in high school and staying active throughout my life. You want to be prepared for high intense physical activity, right? Like you're planning on doing hundreds of miles in a week, or 2 weeks or whatever. So you want to be in probably better shape starting off. So that's kind of my approach. But there are some who would rather let the mountains get them into shape, and they'll do 5 to 6 miles a day for the first week or so, wait 2 weeks, maybe even a month. But that's not my goal. So that's why I'm doing a lot of physical preparation to prepare myself for the hike. A lot of people have also wondered if I will be camping the entire time. And for the most part, I would say 90% of the time I will be sleeping in a tent in my sleeping bag. But there will be hostels along the way. I have this app on my phone called Far Out, previously known as Gut Hooks, if you're familiar with that app. But it actually will show you hostels, hotels, towns, resupply stops. It'll show you that all on the app, and it's all powered by like GPS signaling. So if you lose service, like you still have the ability to connect, so you can kind of see where these checkpoints are and where you can stay. So, so there will be nights where I will be able to get like a hostel or a hotel room or just something to get off the trail and rest and take a 0 day. So a 0 day is like a no mile day, right? And a lot of thru hikers take them pretty frequently just to kind of rest and recuperate and just also enjoy the trail. Like you'll get to a trail town like Damascus, Virginia, or if you consider Gatlinburg a trail town, or even New York City. The trail goes about 30 miles north of the city, so a lot of people take a day to hang out in the city. So it's just a way for people to enjoy the trail but also rest. So all that to say, there will be opportunity to get off the trail and stay in a bed. Another big thing is, as I'm sure you're probably thinking as well, is like, Ralston, how are you going to feed yourself along the way? A lot of people do what's called a ramen bomb, which is ramen noodles, some sort of spices like, I don't know, Taco Bell mild sauce, and some sort of meat, so like a canned tuna or beef jerky or whatever. So they'll just cook all that together, and it's a ramen bomb, right? A lot of people do like freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Some people do like energy bars. A big thing is like oatmeals and instant coffee for breakfast. But again, it's all up to kind of your personal preference, what you want to carry, what you don't want to carry, what you want to cook, what you don't want to cook. And along the way, you'll meeting so many other through hikers that, you may have an idea for a meal that, they want to get the recipe for, if you want to call it recipes. But yeah, you'll share ideas back and forth with other hikers to kind of mix up your meals so you're not eating the same thing the whole time. I know a lot of people have who do like resupply boxes, and so they'll send boxes along the way to different post offices along the trail, and they end up packing the same thing in each box. So by the time they're even a month in, they're like, I'm not eating this same thing again. So it's a waste of money in a lot of ways to go ahead and pre-pack a bunch of boxes with the same thing, because you'll just get tired of it and probably won't use it. So I'm planning on resupplying along the way as I go. So that's kind of my plan as far as meals go. And then finally, the last question that I get is, how do you entertain yourself? What do you do to keep from getting bored? I mean, there are a lot of, again, hike your own hike. There's a million things you can do. You can listen to podcasts along the way that you download. You can listen to music. I personally, you may think I'm crazy, but I love walking. I love hiking. I can hike for hours and hours and hours and not get bored of it. So I think I'll be good to go. But there's all kinds of ways to keep yourself entertained. I know that when you get to a campsite, normally there's other hikers there. So you tell stories, you you meet new people and get to know them. So there's all kinds of ways to keep yourself entertained and to keep yourself from getting bored. It's not like you're on this, trail with just yourself for 4 or 5 months with you and your thoughts. You're constantly interacting with other hikers, and now with just technology and our ability to have cell service in so many different places and the ability to download TV shows, I could very well be, sitting in my tent watching some sort of Netflix show or a movie before I go to bed at night. I thought about bringing books along the trail as well, but it just, I don't like ebooks, so I'd rather have a physical book, but they're heavy. So there's a bunch of ways to keep yourself entertained, and to keep yourself from getting super bored. But also, it's beautiful. You're seeing some of the prettiest parts of the world, right? So, so there's a ton of ways to keep yourself entertained. Again, it's not like you're just on this like really boring, trail with just you and your thoughts. So there's all kinds of ways to keep yourself entertained. But thanks again for watching this video. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm going to include my email at the bottom of this video. So you guys can reach out to me if you have any other questions that, I didn't think about or I haven't been asked yet that you want to ask me. Please feel free to do so. I'm also going to be posting this on my YouTube channel, Facebook page, whatever it may be. So feel free to just ask questions in the comment section. I'll try my best to get around to answering whatever questions come up that I didn't answer already. And if there's just a ton of questions that I didn't cover in this video, I may make another video as well. But again, I really appreciate your support. I appreciate your interest in what I'm doing. And again, just last but not least, again, just remember Isaiah 117 house. And if you feel inclined to support that, please, again, go to that website and support just an incredible work that's going on, not just in my county, but in really wherever there's an Isaiah 117 house in the country. It's a really cool organization, so I definitely recommend you check it out. But anyway, again, just look for my upcoming start date in April 25th when I really start my vlog series on my trail. And so, again, appreciate you so much for your support, and look forward to showing you my journey. Have a good one.